Yeah, yeah, interesting. And in a prior conversation with you, Maricel, one of the issues that most organizations are confronted with is the challenge of employees' available time to pursue new learnings. Of course, within the learning industry, we're trying to overcome that with little snippets of learning or micro learning, as it's called, and just making it available briefly. And you had mentioned that's a challenge, like anyone else. Uh, what are you doing at your organization to attempt to move the stone forward of practitioner learning, or rather employee learning?
Yeah, for me, it's almost like a two-path strategy. On one hand, yes, we need to embrace marketing techniques to get people's attention, right? For 5 minutes, for 2 minutes, right? Little nuggets, messaging. There are things that we can communicate that is just one sentence and yet has a lot of impact. Just to give you an example, in one of our last senior leadership forums, one of the, we call it a culture hack, is very easy to remember and can have a lot of impact in the organization. And that mantra was something like, don't fall in love with the solution, fall in love with the problem. By this, we mean that sometimes within the company, people come up with a system, a process, and they just focus on converting everyone to doing what they think is right. But that, maybe it's just their own bias way of looking at the solution. Also, it gets difficult to convert people if they have not been part of those discussions. So let's not focus so much about the quick solution. Let's create a space where we discuss about the problem, right? And from that common understanding, yeah, maybe my solution is the right one, maybe it's not, but it doesn't really matter, because what we are trying to do is to solve that problem. So that's one example of quick hacks that we can do learning wise at this, at a very high speed. On the other hand, we need to take time to learn, right? So there are quick hacks, but there's also the need to slow down and to plan time for learning in a deeper level. So other thing we are doing is, to really share the idea of, the need to take time down from your busy schedule to focus on what really matters and to focus on the future. And you are not able to focus on the future if you are just dealing with the day-to-day and the craziness. So we are really trying to make people aware that if they want to be resilient for learning at the speed of a life and flow, and we call it learning at the speed of operations, they need to slow down and they need to concentrate and they need to take time to read and plan time in your calendar for 1 hour of self-directed learning. And that's I think a habit that we need to create.